Hi everyone, my name is Grant and today I'll be leading you through a warm-up. So this should be completed before you start any exercise. We're just going to get our breathing up, our heart rate up, nice and warm, blood flowing. So we're going to start out just doing some steps. You can leave your toes on the ground, just a nice light arm pump, just lifting those heels. If you'd like to add some progression, you can go ahead and bring those toes off the ground, add a little bit more arm swing. Just stand up nice and tall, and we're just going to gradually get started here. If you want to increase the difficulty a little bit, you can raise those knees a little higher, pump those arms a little bigger, just like you're marching. Now we can also add a movement, bring our knee up and our elbow to it. Just a little bit of cross-body movement. Get nice and warm. Let yourself curl. Just keep those shoulders back, chest up nice and high. Hopefully you feel yourself warming up. Good. We'll do this for about 10 more seconds. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now we're going to move into a side step. So to the side, we're going to add some arm movement. If you'd like to add some impact, you can go ahead and do jumping jacks in place of those side steps. Pardon me while I fix my mic. Just keep doing those jumping jacks or side steps. We should get that breathing up, get nice and warm. We're going to keep doing these for about 20 more seconds. Good. Stand up nice and tall. Let yourself breathe. About 10 more seconds. Getting nice and warm. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. All right. Now we're going to add some balance. So place your arms at your sides or on your hips. And we're just going to do some toe taps in front, to the side, behind, to the side, in front, and repeat. If you'd like to increase that balance challenge, you can put your arms out to the side. You can hover your foot and eliminate that toe tap. We just want a nice, controlled movement, trying to keep ourselves balanced, standing nice and straight. Let yourself catch your breath. Hopefully the marching and side steps got you warm. I know I'm breathing. We'll do just a few more on this leg. And rest. All right, other leg, same thing. Starting at your hands, with your hands at your side or on your hips. Some taps. Again, if you want to increase the balance challenge, you can hold your arms out to your side. You can hover that foot. Just making a nice half circle on that single leg. Nice, slow, controlled movement. Keep your chest nice and high. And just keep breathing. We'll do just a few more on this side. Good. All right. Now, we're going to go back to our march. And what we're going to do is place our arms out in front of us or to the side, nice and wide. And we're going to bring them close together, squeezing our chest and pulling our shoulder blades apart. So what we're doing is strengthening that chest on that squeeze and stretching our upper back, pulling those shoulder blades apart. So keep marching with me. Keep your shoulders back, chest up nice and high. We're standing up straight, but we're squeezing our chest together and pulling our shoulders apart. So we'll do just a few more of these. Let yourself feel it. Really tense into it when you're squeezing. Good. Return back out to the side. Now we're just going to go the opposite way, pulling our chest out and squeezing our shoulder blades together this time. And relax. So we're squeezing our upper back to strengthen it and stretching out that chest. Keep marching with me. Stand up nice and tall. Continue to breathe. Good. We'll do just a few more. Okay, now we're going to do some side steps again. And we're going to add a bicep curl. Just moving our arms, standing up nice and straight. Should just be pitting our elbows at our sides and bending our biceps. Good. Keep breathing. Now we're going to move up into a tricep extension. So arms above the head, we're going to continue sidestepping. And we're just going to be extending our arms at our elbows. And again, our elbows should be the only things that are moving. Try to limit shoulder movement. We're just going for that tricep extension. And you can continue sidestepping with me just to keep that heart rate up, keep that blood flowing. Good. Remember to stand up nice and straight. Keep your chest open. Let your lungs flow. Now we're going to move into a shoulder press. So wrists out to the side, parallel. We're just going to press up to the ceiling and back down, continuing with our side step. Good. Just press all the way up to the ceiling. Let your wrists come down almost to your shoulders. Standing up nice and straight. We'll do just a few more of these. Good. And rest. We'll go back into march. And this time, we're going to hold our arms out in front of us. Grab your knuckles. Gently pull back on your wrist to stretch your bicep. So you should feel that stretch right here in your bicep. Just a gentle, gradual pull. We don't want to be straining. Just a little bit of discomfort to feel that stretch. And again, continue marching with me if you'd like to keep that breathing rate up. And switch arms. Same thing. Just gently pull back on those knuckles until you feel that stretch in your bicep. A few more seconds. Now continuing with our march, we'll go back up overhead and grab our elbow to do a tricep stretch. Keep yourself standing up nice and straight, chest out. Keep breathing. Switch arms. Just gently pulling on that elbow to feel that stretch on the back of your arm and your tricep. Good. All right. Now we're going to move into a shoulder strap. So stretch, arm across the body, forearm placed above or below the elbow, but not right on your elbow joint, and just gently pull, stretch that back part of your shoulder. Again, continue marching. Raise those knees up a little higher if you want to increase the difficulty. And switch. Again, forearm above or below the elbow. Just gently pulling on your outer shoulder. Just a few more seconds. Good, and relax. Shake out if you need to. Catch your breath. Now we'll go into some leg movements. So the first thing we're going to do, back to balance, do a single leg, so hands on the hip if you'd like. And we're going to bring our knee up, squeeze our core, and drive our leg out. Back down. So you're using your hip to pull your knee up. You're squeezing your core, and then you're kicking your leg out. But it's all one nice, fluid, controlled movement. If you'd like to add a balance challenge, put your arms out to the side. Don't let that toe touch the ground when you go back down. Just keep this movement single leg if you can. Good. We'll do just a few more on this side. And switch. Same thing. You can start with your hands at your hips. We're just going to bring that knee up, squeeze our core, and kick out. Back down. Good. And again, if you want to add that balance challenge, just don't touch the ground. You can put your arms out to the side. If you're feeling really balanced, you can close your eyes. That'll make it a lot more difficult as well. So just nice, controlled movements, bringing your leg up, squeezing the core. Just a couple more. Good. All right. Now we're going to move into some air squats. So these are just a nice light squat at 45 degrees. We're not going all the way down to our knees, but we're just coming down slightly, keeping our knees behind our toes. And we're going to come back up. When we reach our upward phase, we're going to go up into a little calf movement. So down into a light squat and going up onto our calves, up onto our toes, using our calves. And remember, just keep your shoulders back, chest out, and continue breathing. And make sure those knees are staying behind your toes. Just nice light squats up into that calf raise. Good. We'll do a few more of these. 2 and 1. All right. Now we're going to stretch our legs. So back on one leg again. We're going to pull one of our ankles up, touching our ankle to our hip, and just pulling. We want to feel that stretch right here on the front of our thigh and our quads. So just gently pulling until you feel that stretch. Shouldn't be painful. Just keep your chest up and out. Continue breathing. We'll go for a few more seconds, and then we'll switch legs. Switch. Same thing, grab that ankle, gently pull until you feel that stretch on the front of your thigh and your quad. You can let yourself pull a little bit deeper, gradually, but not to the point of pain, just feeling that stretch. We'll hold this for just a few more seconds. Rest. Now we're going to go into a pretzel squat stretch. So bringing one ankle over our knee and just slowly sinking down into the squat until you feel that stretch out here on the back of your hip. You can place your hands on your knees for stability. Just keep your shoulders back, chest up, continue to breathe. Let yourself sink down into that squat until you feel that stretch. Just continue breathing. Focus on that nice, easy stretch. Slowly come back up out of it and switch legs. Ankle over the knee. Gently down into the squat. Again, you can place your hands on your knees for stability. Just feel that stretch out here on that outer hip. We'll hold this for a few more seconds. Just continue breathing. Good. Up out of it. Now we're going to go down into a bit of a warrior lunge. So we'll be stepping one foot forward, keeping our leg pretty straight, and then our rear leg, we're going to bend the knee and let our hip extend and sink down, lean back. You should feel that stretch right here on the front of that rear hip. And just let yourself sink into that, let your knee bend. You can lean back into the stretch. Just feeling it lengthening right here on the front of your hip. Hold for just a few more seconds. And switch. One foot out in front, the other bent behind. Back nice and straight. And just let yourself sink into that rear leg. Feel that stretch on the front of your hip. Again, you can lean back a little bit if you feel that lengthening more. Good. Just keep breathing. Feel that stretch. Go for 3, 2, 1. Good. Okay, now we'll be going down into tabletop position. So we'll be going on our palms and knees. Nice. Resembling a table, keeping our back nice and straight, not dipping it anyway. And what we're going to do are some hamstring curls. So we'll just be lifting our ankles up to our hips and squeezing, and then a nice controlled lower. So up and squeeze and slowly back down. Again, maintaining that good tabletop posture. Just focusing on getting that hamstring squeeze, pulling those ankles into your hips. Try to pull just a little bit farther each time. Really squeeze. Let yourself slowly take your toes back down to the floor. Keep doing these. Just keep breathing. Good. Now we're going to move into fire hydrants. So we'll be bringing one knee out to the side and just opening up our hip, returning to center. Just repeat that movement. Just up and out to the side, driving that knee, opening up the hip, feeling that squeeze on the outside of your hip. Just continue breathing through this. Good. We'll do just a few more on this side. And switch. Do the other knee. So again, just knee straight out to the side, squeezing that outer hip, opening up the inside of your hip. Just continue breathing through this. Hopefully you feel yourself warming up again or keeping that warmth. Good. Now we're going to stay in tabletop and do some bird dogs. So we'll be moving one arm out in front of us and the opposite leg behind us. So reaching out in front and pushing our toe behind us, returning to the middle, doing the same thing with our opposite arm, opposite leg. So just alternate, going back and forth between this movement. Hopefully you feel a bit of a challenge with your balance as you tighten your core to keep yourself nice and stable as you alternate. And as you come up and extend, just squeeze that back. Really get that extension. Just keep breathing. Keep your core tight. Squeeze your back. We'll do just a few more of these. Good. Okay. Staying in tabletop, we're going to go down onto our elbows. Actually, staying in tabletop, we're going to go into some cat-cow movements. So we're going to inhale and arch our back up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to exhale down into cow position, pushing our belly button to the floor. We're going to go up and inhale again. This time, let your shoulder blades spread apart. Just really pull your back up to the ceiling, trying to get a stretch in your back. And exhale, back down into cow. Again, belly button down to the floor. Try and feel your core lengthening, the front of your body stretching. Take a few deep breaths, wind down, and relax. Now we'll be moving down onto our elbows into a plank. So we'll come up on your toes, lift your knees, and we're just going to pedal our calves to get a bit of a calf stretch. So keep a nice tight core in your plank and just gently pedal your calves, sinking a little bit deeper into that calf stretch. If you want a little bit more of a stretch, go up on your palms. Again, find that plank position, keep a tight core, and pedal those calves. Just gently feeling that stretch as you go down on your heel. We'll do just a few more of these. Just focus on that stretch. Keep breathing. Hold a nice tight plank. Good. Now we'll go down onto our side on our elbows. And you're going to leave your bottom leg on the floor, on the ground, and then cross your top leg over your knee. And it should just be right over your knee. And just keep it nice. We don't want to be relaxing too much into that side pose. Try and keep a bit of a side plank, staying on your hip and your elbow. And we're just going to lift up with that straight leg. So what we're doing is squeezing our inner thigh and just nice, controlled pulsing up, using our hip to squeeze our leg up. Good. Again, keep that nice, tight core. We'll do just a few more on this side. Okay, switch. Go ahead Go on the other side now. Again, on the elbow, crossing your knee over your other leg. Try and keep a nice tight core. Stay up off the ground. And use that hip to squeeze your straight leg up off the ground. Good. Just keep breathing. Focus on that squeeze. Should just be a nice, fluid movement. No pulsing, no straining. We'll do a few more. And rest. Now we're going to go into a seated position. So we're going to have one leg stretched out in front of us and the other with the bottom of our foot touching our leg. So what we're going to do is lean forward and stretch our hamstring of our straight leg. So feeling that stretch on the back of your thigh, just gently leaning into it until you feel that stretch. And at the same time, we're going to be opening up our hip here and our bent leg and feeling a bit of a hip stretch on the inside of your hip. So hopefully you're feeling two things at once. If not, just focus on that hamstring stretch first. Let yourself gently sink into it to the point of discomfort but not pain. Then you can come up out of it and focus on opening up that hip. You can lean back. Just make sure you really feel that stretch on your hip as well. So just hold those stretches for a few more seconds. Now we're going to switch legs. So extend your leg, bend your other one. Same thing, foot up against the side of your knee. And just gently lean into that calf stretch. Open up that hip, hamstring stretch. And then open up that hip as well. Just gently lean into the stretch. Let yourself sink into it, but don't push yourself too far to the point of pain. And again, if you're not feeling that hip stretch in this movement, let yourself slowly come out of your hamstring stretch and lean back, open up that hip. So just let yourself breathe, relax, feel the stretch. Good. A few more seconds and relax. Now we're going to be lying on our backs with our ankles up towards our hips, resting our shoulders and head on the floor. And what we're going to do is, keeping our shoulders planted, we're going to reach down, bending the side of our body, squeezing the side of our core. Reach down and try and touch your ankle. Then come back up to the middle, reach out to the other side, and then just keep going back and forth. Again, keeping those shoulders planted on the ground. We just want this to be the side of our core, squeezing our body to let ourselves reach our ankles. So we're just feeling that crunch. Continue breathing. Only thing that should be moving is your torso. We'll do just a few more. Feel that squeeze. Good. Okay. Slowly come back up out of that. Grab a drink if you need to. Catch your breath. Now, we're just going to do one last stretch before we get warmed back up again. So, standing up nice and tall, just reach up, and then we're going to lean over to one side of our body. You can place your hand down on your hip for support, and just let yourself lean into that stretch. Let your hip go out. Let your arm swing this way. We're just stretching the side of our body that we're opening up. So just hold that stretch. Take some nice deep breaths. Turn to center. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So just gently leaning into that stretch. Again, you can place your hand on your hip or your thigh for support. Let your hip go out. Let your arm go up high. and slowly return to center. All right, before we're done, we're gonna get that heart rate back up. So we're gonna start with our marching again. You can just pedal your heels, leaving your toes on the floor, or you can lift them up. You can raise those knees a little bit higher to increase the difficulty, add more movement. You can go even higher. We're marching, getting a nice arm swing. And now, at your own pace, we're just going to progressively increase the intensity so your toes can stay on the ground or leave the ground. We're just going to pick up the speed a little bit. So this can just be a nice little jog. Just keep breathing, keep your shoulders back, chest out, and just pick up the pace a little bit more. Now we're going to go for 10 more seconds at this speed, and then we're going to do our 15 final seconds, just really pushing yourself, getting warmed up. So in 5 seconds, we're going to increase the intensity. 3, 2, 1. Let yourself speed up, get that heart rate up, get your breathing up. 10 more seconds, stay with me till the end. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Good job. Hope you're nice and warm, breathing's up, and you're ready for a workout. Thanks for joining me.